All right, y'all, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of I Had No Idea, brought to you by Landlocked Entertainment. I'm excited today to have on Malloy.
Malloy Allen, Pop Trap Forever, Pop Trap Playground in the building.
Yes, sir, bro. Appreciate you having me on.
For sure.
It's cool because we, we used to work together a little bit back in the day.
Okay.
And it's cool I love doing these podcasts because it can bring people and can bring conversation that, we might have never had.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we might get to learn about each other in ways that we never even thought of.
Right.
So I love that this is an opportunity for us to further our, knowledge of each other and understanding. So, bro, thank you again for coming on.
Bro, I appreciate you offering me to be here, bro, for real. This is a great platform.
How you been?
Good. I just came from the gym, so just keeping my physical health in shape and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
You said we work together. Where do we work? I've never heard you say that before.
No, work because I used to film your videos.
Oh, okay, bet.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking like a place. I'm like, what?
No.
Okay,
No.
bet. For sure.
Kind of just getting into it, bro. What's a time or a situation that you have been in your life that has been, really, really hard, really tough? And in that moment, in that time, you weren't sure if you were going to make it out. You weren't sure if you were going to see the other side. And what helped you get through that?
So I'm going to go my breakup.
Mm-hmm.
My breakup with my ex.
Okay.
That's probably a time.
Yeah.
Because like I tell people all the time, bro, emotional scars are worse than physical.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can get shot
mm-hmm.
and go to the hospital and they'll fix you up, you be good.
Mm-hmm.
But there's really not no cure for emotional heartbreak and just being tore apart. So like I would say that, bro, my breakup with my ex, because we were overfatuated with each other.
Yeah.
And like I used to read things about like being over fascinated with someone
mm-hmm.
can be dangerous.
Because
you're like at a point you're like, oh, I can't live without them. You're like codependent.
Mm-hmm.
And then once that dependency is broke, you don't know what to do with yourself because you were so involved in them.
Mm-hmm.
So
you lose yourself in the relationship.
Yes.
Because your identity becomes the relationship.
Because y'all whole now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why soul ties,
mm-hmm.
And soul ties is real, like, especially when it comes to like sexual intimacy,
mm-hmm.
bro, soul ties is so real. Like you have no idea. It makes it stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Like you become one. You finish each other's sentences. Your music tastes almost become the same. Your morals and beliefs might start to come off what you've already had your whole life, and you start aligning with theirs. Like you literally become one.
The phrases,
you know
what they're thinking,
man.
Yeah, for sure.
The vibes are there. The music taste might be there. The food places y'all eat might be the same. Like it starts to become one, and it's cool. Because you're on the honeymoon stage. When you first start, you're on the honeymoon stage. But then what happened with me is life hit me. So, I was on the honeymoon stage with her. I loved her. She loved me. We didn't really talk about no goals and stuff like that. But life started to hit. Got to work.
Yep.
Got to pay bills.
Yep.
Got to be away from each other. You got your own life. I got my own life. We realizing that like our lives separate before we met each other don't even match up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you like to do this, I like to do this. You like to go out, I like to stay in. Like, it's like, so then you start to think to yourself, is this my person? Like, is this really my person?
Right.
And then flaws came out, right? Flaws start coming out. You like this way, I'm this way. I'm starting to get annoyed the way you handle things and stuff like that. Now the honeymoon stage, which is basically like people always say, a crush is just a lack of information. Like if you're in the gym and you see this girl that you've been eyeing down for months since you've been there, you probably like, oh, that's my crush. She looks good. Until y'all have a conversation, she might not even be your type. It's the fantasy. But the fantasy was before you even talked to her. So you know what I'm saying? So a crush is a lack of information. So anyway, with my ex, that's vanished, and I'm seeing for who she is. She's seeing me for who I am, and just kind of like it ain't really matching up.
Yeah.
And we love each other. That's the crazy part. If this was just like a one night stand or something like that, you could probably get away. But because you love each other and there's emotional investment, now it's hard to depart.
Right.
So that was just hard for me.
How long was the relationship?
So on and off from summer of 23 to the end of 2024.
Okay. Okay. Dang. And what eventually led you to realize, like, what was the final straw? Was there a final straw, or was it just so many things, a death by 1,000 cuts?
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Yep.
because like it's a trauma bond.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've been through a lot of traumatic stuff. I was toxic.
Mm-hmm.
She has her toxic ways. You forming a trauma bond.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're familiar with a trauma bond, but it's like
Yeah.
people, like your friends. Let's say you my friend,
Excuse me.
and she has her friend,
Mm-hmm.
and you give me advice on our relationship. She give me her advice. Everybody's like,
Mm-hmm.
Malloy, wake up. She's not good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody telling her, hey, he's not good for you, but you're blinded.
Mm-hmm.
Love is blind. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like, well, you guys don't know him like I know him. You don't know her like, you know what I'm saying? You defending her against your own friends, but she's like treating you like so bad and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So like, when you get that veil lifted off your eyes, that's the breaking point. And I always tell people that.
Yeah.
That veil, you never know when it's gonna come off though. That's the crazy part. You can drink it away, you can smoke it away, you can go fuck 1,000 bitches, you can go fuck 1,000 dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Until that veil lifts off and you see shit for what it is and not what you wanted to see, that's when you'll start. That's when the tide will change.
Yeah. It's interesting you say that because my homie and I, we were in relationships and we both saw that the person that we were both with wasn't the best for us. And we would always tell each other. And I remember I always tell him, like, bro, like, I promise you'll be happier. And he would say the same thing to me. But of course, I'd be like, I don't know, same thing. You don't know her, you don't know how she makes me feel.
Right,
all that BS,
shit.
bro.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro. And what happened is that we both ended up getting out of those relationships. And now we both say, like, I told you so. But it's cool because from the jump, we both saw each other and how the other was being treated and how that we both knew for each other that we deserved more.
Type shit.
So that's, I mean, I love him so much for that. And, I call him my brother now. So he, it's super important to have those. And, I don't really have a lot of friends.
Right.
I pretty much kind of just have him.
Right.
And then I have a few other people who have been in my life a little bit more recently who can become friends. But it takes a lot for me to have trust because I tell people, a lot of people want to be in my life, but I have to tell them, I can love you, but I cannot trust you. And they want both, or they want trust before the love. But when they don't give me reasons and when they don't stand on business and when my biggest thing is like, if you're talking the talk, you better walk the walk.
Right.
And if you don't, then there's no place.
And like, I'm gonna say two things.
Yeah.
First thing, to finish that story, ignoring red flags is what cost me everything.
Yep.
The first time I met my ex, she said some off the wall shit. She said, we was talking about sexual intimacy. We was talking about whether to use condoms or not. And she goes, you don't gotta worry about condoms. I'm on the what's the name, whatever, the birth control.
Yeah.
And my ex used to come to me all the time, so you're good.
Yeah.
I said, what? I said, hold on. You said your ex used to come to you all the time. That's a problem. Like, you disrespecting me right now. So then you know what happened? This is when I knew we had an issue with accountability. Because I told her how it made me feel. She went to her male friends you see what I'm saying?
Like,
I was trying to say this.
Was feeling.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking to myself, she can't even take accountability to how her partner feels about what she said. Now, was I heartbroken that she said that shit? No. Like, I know what she was trying to say. She's basically trying to say that when we have intimacy, don't worry about condoms.
Yeah.
But the fact she brought somebody else in it and told me the action and what he was doing, that threw me off.
Yeah.
And you couldn't take accountability. That was the one thing. Number two, a woman with a lot of male friends, not all, not generalizing, sometimes you will find them single a lot because they have, and I'm not even talking about you fucking on your male friends. I'm talking about they have unconsciously designated their male attention, affection, reassurance from their male friends. Why do they need a boyfriend? I can go get advice from him. I can go get money from him. I can go get some dick from him if I want to. Why do I need a boyfriend? Because as soon as my boyfriend acts up, I just go to the males who've been here. You know what I'm saying? Got to watch out for that. Now, I'm not saying that's what she was doing, but it wouldn't surprise me. Now, what you were saying about the trust, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Actions over words. For somebody who has a hard time trusting people, bro, when I see your actions line up, I start to fuck with you. But this is what I really want: consistency. Consistency of actions. That builds trust. You know what I'm saying? Like my dog, I bought my dog from a Topeka trap house. My dog was skittish and scared at the time. My consistency of bathing her, feeding her, water her, taking her for walks built the trust up. That's what it was. She consistently saw my actions and I created a safe space for her. Same thing with these friends, bro.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. And the why is better than the what. Why you want to be my friend? You want to be my friend because I got landlocked going on, and you know I'm clouded up now, and I'm creating some assets for myself. That's why you be my friend. You want to be a part of that, or do you want to be part of Nico? You know what I'm saying? See through that shit.
And yeah, bro. The big thing is, you know, this saying is like actions speak louder than words, but I look at it as patterns speak louder than words. I don't like people can talk loud, people can do big things with their gestures, and they can kind of fake that. But as humans, we follow patterns. So a lot of times with like past relationships, friendships, you know, it could be toxic or they could be flowing in and out. And after a while, it's, you know, it's just a pattern. So eventually it's going to happen again. So once I see that, and once I finally caught on to that, I was able to start cutting that off. And I had a really hard time growing up. I have really bad abandonment issues with, you know, stemming from my adoption. So I was on the side of, you know, there's two sides. One, you're the abandoner, you're the bandee. And I could never let people go. But after getting over that about 2 years ago and a good amount last year, it's such a freeing feeling. But it is hard too. What you said is, you know, I think a lot about if they didn't want me then, they don't get me now. They don't deserve me now.
I like that.
And that's something I've been kind of battling with. You know, there's a few people, friends, girls who want to come back in my life or who give me this attention, and I have the receipts. So I'm thinking to myself, wait, so now they have to be accountable. And I'm saying, I was standing on business, and you know I was applying pressure, and you know I was hitting you up.
Right.
So in my mind, it's hard, bro, because it's like, it's hard too, because I think especially with being small town or being, you know, young women trying to find themselves, it's hard because a lot of the times they find themselves trying to get this attention and affection from men sexually and all of that. And then they get to a point where they're like, I don't want to do that anymore, or I want to settle down, or I want to make a family, or I want to start a family.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, well, that's cool, but we can't disregard your actions and all of these bodies got pulled up from, you know, a town full of 10,000, 20, you know what I mean? So I think there's just a lot of misconstrued ideas, and sometimes people just think it's just the easy route, and then they don't think that they have any repercussions.
Bro, he said so much. I like the first one. He said keeping receipts. But the second thing, let's talk about women, right? And body counts. Okay. An honest hoe has never broke my heart. These are the facts. An honest hoe has never broke my heart. It is promiscuous women who portray to not be like that have broke my heart, because you create an illusion of who you were for me to find out later that it's not who you was. I never had a problem with a girl saying, I fuck him. I had this many bodies. I want to fuck you right now, and I want to go on my life. Okay, cool. I know what I'm getting into right now. Maybe I even say no. Maybe it turns me off, but you were honest with me, and I got respect for you for that. Other women, I stay in I just go to work, I go to the gym, go home. Then, you know what I'm saying? Putting on an image and portraying is never going to get you nowhere. Because if you're going to lie to random men and these men that you meet, you're going to lie to your husband, and the marriage won't fall apart. You know what I'm saying? The foundation won't be built on honesty. So I like that you said about like women forgetting their past, because it's kind of like no accountability. Also, as men, we are not required to wife or marry any woman that we don't want to, vice versa for women. I have the right to ask you questions to get a better judgment on a decision. We do that all the time. You know what I'm saying? We do that all the time in the world. So if I ask you a direct question, I don't feel like altering the truth or being ashamed for what you did benefits me. That's just how I feel. So like I say, an honest hoe has never wrung my heart. Man, hoes can be cool sometimes. They can be your friends. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Your lifestyle choices I might not agree with to make you my girl, but you still can be cool with me.
Still kick it.
Because you're honest with me. I can literally come to you about girl advice too. You know what I'm saying? If you one of my friends, I could, hey, this girl doing this, what's that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, we could build a friendship. But I'm glad you said that, bro, because that needs to be said.
It's hard too, because I think a lot of times, you know, people assume that if it's a white lie or a small lie, but those to me are the biggest red flags, because if someone's saying a small lie about, you know, I've had this a lot in the past with like ex relationships or situationships, where the smallest thing, if they're so comfortable and it's so easy for them to try to just manipulate or just try to shift, try to just change one, two things to just make it seem better or seem less, make me less mad. Then I'm thinking, okay, if that's so easy, then what other things have you or will you lie to me about or continue to lie about, or how long will you carry this lie out, and or down the road, what's that going to look like?
Gotcha.
Because then the thing I think about a lot is like, well, what you said too earlier is, you know, the fantasy. I remember there was a relationship that I had that I was in love with the idea of her, the thought of her. Once I was in the relationship with her, it was not what I thought it was. It was not healthy. It was not. There was such a lack of communication. There was cheating. There was so many negative things that I kept having this hold in my head of, you know, my head thought one thing, my heart thought another thing, and I didn't know what I wanted to do because of my past insecurities were getting filled by what the imagery was that I thought that she portrayed, having her as mine.
Okay, boy, that boy dropping gems, boy. I'm gonna tell you this, bro. I like that you said I was enjoying the fantasy with her until I got her. You know what that was? You got the information. And when I said earlier, lack of information, when I don't know you, when I got the information, it ain't hitting the same. Now, one thing I want to speak on, situationships. Situationships fucked my whole dating life, my whole perspective of dating up, bro. It's part of the reason why my relationship with my last girl didn't work out, because I was toxic from my last situation.
And he brought it into the next relationship.
Brought it into it. Didn't heal. Let me not get it confused, because I told Nico before the podcast, I'm transparent. My ex, the recent ex, it wasn't on her. I had some fucked up shit going on with me too, for real.
Right.
Anyway, to the situationship. I was in a situationship for 2 years, on and off. Wow. You know what I'm saying? That's a long ass situationship.
That's what, yeah.
Fucked me up. It first started because I was dealing with a woman, a young lady in college still. So I did my background on her. Didn't like the background. Didn't like what I heard. So I'm gonna be honest with you. One dude that I hooped with said he had hit her. So I thought to myself, could I make her my girlfriend? Could I walk down the street with her and be comfortable and proud? I couldn't. I just couldn't. Because I know dude who's hit her. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So we talking. She's like, do you see us ever having a future? I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm cool on that. She goes, secretly, I'm going to try to change his mind, because she couldn't take rejection. So I'm going to check his mind. I'm going to clean his clothes. I'm going to go to his games. I'm going to make sure he did this. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to show him that I'm wifey material. Why, though?
She couldn't fathom the idea of that you didn't want her.
Right. Now, this is where I fucked up in the situationship. We was doing relationship things in the situationship. We was still doing relationship things. So she was confused and I was confused. Because it's like, we don't want to be together, but we doing shit that makes us be together, right? So doing that for 2 years, on and off, fights. I can't even say infidelity because we weren't exclusive. But it fucked with me up then, because I'm like, if we a situationship and we fuck with each other, why are you messing with other dudes? You know what I'm saying? It's like, but at the same time, because it's not exclusive, she can do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why a situationship don't benefit nobody. Everybody's feelings get hurt. Now, okay, I ended up cutting her off. I was like in 2023. And I meet my recent ex. Was not healed. Yeah. Was not healed. And it showed in a relationship. Boy, I was not healed. My ex could tell. Yeah. She like, boy, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, and like me, when I met my ex, I wanted something healthy. Yeah. Because I could see the value in her. Yeah. I could see that, you know what I'm saying? She valued me. She loved me. But at the same time, I knew I had demons hidden. And I knew it was a matter of time for them bitches came out. It don't matter what I did. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't in therapy. I wasn't doing what I'm doing now. This was like 2 years ago. So I wasn't doing therapy. I wasn't journaling. I wasn't doing self-improvement. I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't doing none of that. I was doing nothing to better myself to be the best partner for her. Yeah. And, you know what I'm saying? And it cost me. So I'm saying all this to say, young people out there, I know you might be in a situationship. You know what I'm saying? It feels fun. You know what I'm saying? Until that post-nut clarity hits you. You know what I'm saying? And then you start to reevaluate yourself. You just kind of like, where am I at in my life? What am I doing with this person? You know what I'm saying? Is this person my forever person, or just something for the temporary? So I'm glad you brought that up, because I don't need to speak on that too.
Just a big Band-Aid, bro. It's just something that, you know, a lot of people in this generation and in this world now just lack commitment and lack the responsibilities. So it's an easy way, it's an easy route. You know, it used to be called sneaky link, used to
Sneaky
be called
link, yeah.
side piece, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is now it's so normalized. So now it's like, oh, well, my girls do it, or, oh, you know, my cousin and my brother, you know, they all have them. And I think that's just another issue just with even just the normalization of so many other things in the world. With it could be anything from pornography to the abuse of drinking or
Infidelity.
drugs and everything, bro. So it's hard, and it's hard being someone who is sober and lives a sober life that has to try and navigate, it seems, with others that are in such a different position but are also just so lost. Because whenever I see people that are just indulge so harshly and just put their bodies through so much pain, it just makes my heart ache because I know that they're hurting. Or like when they spew hate, and you know, it's hard because a lot of my exes, they didn't know who they were, they didn't know what they were, they didn't have goals, as you know, ambition, they didn't have drive. So a lot of their identity just became, you know, Nico's girlfriend.
Right. Ooh, I'm about to speak on that. That boy just gave me topics. Like, I do this. So if y'all don't know, on social media,
Tap in.
I post just self-improvement and thought pieces on my public Snap story. I'll give my Snap out at the end, but that I give that information to people because I didn't have it before, and I felt like I could have made some better choices if somebody brought it in front of me. But back to what he said, bro, and this is God honest truth. I have never met or dealt with a woman who had her own motion, her own thing going on. Because, like he said, they make the boy the hobby. You know what I'm saying? So for me, if I'm in sports or I'm doing music or I'm in the gym, they come to my games. You know what I'm saying? They come to my studio sessions. But what can I support you in when we flip the table? Nothing. You don't have nothing going on. So for me, I realized, and a woman that I want a woman with some motion. Because at the end, she will also motivate me to get off my ass. She's running her business. She's doing, I'm not even in business, but she got her own motion. Or she do photography. Or
Hustling.
She's, you know, hustling. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me go do my shit. Okay, babe, let me come support you here. Okay, you support me here. Boom. Now we meet each other's energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you just tagging along, you know what I'm saying? At that point, it's just kind of like
weighing you down.
Weigh you down. When you gonna come? You know what I'm saying? I'm out playing football. When you gonna be home? Like, you've been gone for 2 hours. I'm playing football. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm glad that you said that. I would love to meet a woman with her own motion. Now, sub conversation. A lot of these women that I'm talking about, independent women. That's what they say. They don't need a man. They got their own shit going on. I never understood the term independent woman because that's just a functioning adult. You pay your own bills. You handle your own business. Males do that too. I don't understand. I've never heard a man call himself an independent man. When you're dealing with an independent woman, they can be masculine because they feel like they don't need a man, so they tap in a lot of their masculine energy where a man would be. You know what I'm saying? They feel that void. I know I dealt with a couple. And those relationships never go good because the energy isn't balanced. You know what I'm saying? Like, since you in my masculine era, when can I be the masculine man? When can I, you know what I'm saying, take the trash out? When can I, you know what I'm saying, do like, and then if I'm in my femininity, my emotions, I can't let you do that. You know what I'm saying? I can't let you be sad. I can't let you, you know what I'm saying, be depressed and stuff like that. So you got to have balance. I've learned. I just wanted to go into that because you talked about that motion and just women having their own thing. Women, I don't have a problem with a woman doing her own thing, but just make sure when you have a masculine man, you step back into your feminine energy. I do understand being in your masculine energy with the absence of a man because you got to get shit going yourself. But once you finally get what you want, do what needs to be done, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just all about balance.
And too, for anyone watching, like, maybe if you aren't as masculine and you're a little bit more feminine, that's fine. You find a woman that is the opposite of you, and then you have those two. So then you have both of them present. Because I think when they're both not present, a lot of times there's a lot of confusion. A lot of times, like, a lot of disagreements. A lot of time there's, you know, oh, well, you're the guy, or, oh, you wear the pants, or, oh, you're, you know what I mean? And it's just like, and then it's also, you know, you never want to get into those generalizations when all this can not have to occur if there's just good communication.
Right.
Which is sad because there's such a lack of communication. But bro, what do you think? What do you think? Something that if someone's going through a hard time right now with like a girl or a guy, they're in a situationship, but they kind of want to get to a relationship. What would you say to them to kind of assess if they think it would be a healthy step or they need to get out of it?
Okay, I would say, what is keeping y'all from being an official couple? That's all I would ask myself. Oh, well, she got too many bodies. Okay, well, seems like you want a woman who doesn't have that many bodies. That's not the woman for you. What the fuck are you doing right here? For her, oh, he's just not emotionally intelligent. Okay, seems like you need an emotionally intelligent man. What is keeping y'all from being apart? What is keeping y'all from being together? That's what I would ask. So in my situationship, what kept us together is I could count on her. With me having abandonment issues, with me being a lone wolf and all being by myself, it felt good to have somebody to have my back.
Yeah.
If I had a flat tire, I felt somebody good to bring me a tire. If, you know what I'm saying, if I needed, you know what I'm saying, something here, it felt good to somebody have my back. But I was dealing with the bullshit that came behind it. You know what I'm saying? So I would just ask myself, and I'm in a situation where I'm in a hard time with somebody, what is keeping us from being together? What is keeping us from going apart? And you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be honest, if you're childish, you're going to say the sex. Bro, there's somebody out there that will out freak your current partner. It's the truth.
It's crazy.
It's the truth. There's always a bigger fish. There's always a bigger fish. There's always better. And I'm not saying continue to chase that, but don't let that be the reason why you still fuck with this person. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah. The sex should not be the center or the main focus. If you truly want to grow and find someone and be with someone, that should be like the last thing. That's the cherry on top. That's that's boom. We get each other mentally. All of that. But before I forget, I want to talk about, you said your abandonment issues.
Yes.
Can we go into that a little bit?
So I left my house, my mom's house, when I was 15 years old. 2015. 2014, 2015. I put myself in foster care.
You put yourself in it?
Yeah. So I opted in to go be a child of the state of Kansas. Now people gonna be like, why you do that? My mom is very old fashioned. My mom doesn't really believe in technology, TVs, phones, and shit like that. When I was growing up, that was big. That was coming in, phones, technology, all that shit. So it was so bad that y'all gonna laugh. But when I was in high school, in order to find out an addy for the party, I had to have a host write on a sticky note because I didn't have a phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you know what I'm saying? So like that shit's ancient.
At 15, you didn't have a phone?
Nope, I didn't have a phone, and I still got whoopings with a belt. That's how old fashioned it is. Hey, now this is crazy. Shout out Jaquel Bryant. Shout out Jaquel.
Yeah.
He gave me my first iPhone, bro.
For real?
My first phone. He just gave it to me. It was fucked up. But bro, Jaquel was so cool. He just gave me a phone. He's like, here, bro. Like, here, have a phone. He didn't know my situation. No, he just gave it to me. So I had a phone. My mom tried to take that bitch away from me every time I came home. She was not fucking with it. Was not authorized to have it. Dang. Anyway, so shout out to him.
Yeah,
crazy,
for real.
Real funny story. Anyway, so
I'd love to have him on the pod.
For sure. Boy is so chill, bro. I ain't spoken to him in a minute. I know he got kids and shit, but
I think he's around here.
Okay. He's out here?
I think. Okay. I don't know. I haven't heard from him in a minute.
Okay. He real low key.
Yeah.
But yeah, put myself in foster care, bro. When I tell you that shit, when we talk about character development, boy, you in there with now murderers, rapists, like you in there with some degenerates. Not all of them, but some of them.
Wait, so were you at like O'Connell or something?
No. So I went to my mom ended up calling the police on me because I wouldn't let her whoop me or something like that.
Wow.
And the police was like, well, we've been here like 3 times and we got to figure out a permanent solution because we can't keep coming back and intervene between y'all. So I'm like, I'm going to go to foster care. Like, I'm putting myself in foster care. And the officer was like, you sure? I'm like, yeah. I went up there, packed my red Nike bag that my dad got me, put like 4 pair of drawers, some shirts. I was gone. So I went to the DCF office, waited there. They said, we found a foster home for you. It's in Wichita, Kansas. So I was in Wichita, Kansas 2 hours later with me and another dude.
Dang.
We get in there.
They're quick with it.
Quick. We get there. They knock on the door. The staff member opened. I see like 8 heads pop up in the hallway. It's all nighttime. They looking to see who at the front door. They see me. I see them. I see their face, but I don't see everything. It's like a silhouette. I'm like, damn, there's hella boys in here. I think it was a 3-bedroom with like 3 beds in each. So 9. He like, here your bunk, here's your bed. You know what I'm saying? We eat breakfast at this time, blah, blah, blah. So I can't sleep. Like, if y'all know anything, the noises, the smells, they all different from where, you know what I'm saying? All that shit matters. I'm like, can't sleep. I'm damn, like, what the fuck did I do? Did I make a rational decision? Did I make an impulsive decision? So I wake up, I see who everybody is. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I'm really in foster care. This is in the summertime. So
school's out?
School's out. It's 2015 summer.
Like summer just started?
Summer just started. Because this was in May.
All right.
This is my junior year of high school. I just left y'all. So we'll get to that because of the high school shit.
All right.
But I know everybody was like, because at this time, we were doing the rap battles. Popping. And then Malloy just disappeared. Nobody know where he went.
That's so right. Okay. So that, okay.
This is where I went.
Okay. Thank you for that timeline, because now I'm like, now I'm really tracking.
Yeah.
Because I remember thinking,
dipped.
Where'd he go?
Yeah. So boom. I went to 7 different high schools my senior year of high school.
7?
7. I went to Chanute, Lawrence. I went to Chanute, Lawrence, Junction City, Olathe East, Leavenworth High School, and then I went to a online virtual school. 6. Then where else did I go? I went to I forget the other school, but yeah, 7 different high schools.
That's wild.
My senior year.
That's like every month and a half you're switching.
Plus, so when you're in these foster homes, if the staff member or the owner of the foster home don't like it, they put this 2-week notices. I mean, your caseworker has 2 weeks to find you another foster home. So that's where the abandonment issues start, right? Because you're not stabilized. You're not, that's the stability. Opposite of abandonment is stability. So at any moment, the staff member will be like, hey, pack your bags up, because they just put a 2-week in, and they don't let you know. So you just up and get to the next place. So at that point,
so you bounce around homes.
Around homes, state of Kansas.
Okay.
At this point, I'm not forming friends because it hurts to build a bond with somebody and I gotta leave. So I'm just preparing myself to be a robot, like not build no emotional connection with nobody. It's kind of how I am now. Not as bad as I was, but I was bad back then.
That's insane. So
fast forward, shout out to my mom. My mom transferred every credit that I had when I went to the next school.
Oh.
So she was on top of it. She was calling to make sure.
That's dope.
I went to Junction City, bro. I sat for a month without going to school, and I was getting behind in school in a month. I called my mom. I was in Junction City, Kansas. She was here. I said, Mom, they don't got me in school. She like, all right, I'm coming down there. She drove from Lawrence to Junction and got me enrolled, and I was in school the next day. So shout out to my mom.
Yeah, that's really powerful.
Yeah.
That your mom was still supporting you.
For sure. Like my mom, we didn't see eye to eye, but she wanted the best for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I had to understand when I was an adult. Fast forward, I graduated high school, Leavenworth, 2016. I aged out of foster care. So my foster care mom that was taking care of me, she no longer received payments from the state because I was 18 and I was currently grown. She seen no asset in me because she wasn't getting no payment. So she created a fake argument and kicked me out. That's when I read my first homelessness right there. Boom. Survival mode. Just like that. That was 2016 going into winter. So, man, we talk about character development. Wisdom really comes for taking L's. People, they meme it up like, bro, you hella wise, like you hella smart. Because I learned, I took so many losses, more than the most regular person.
I always think L is a lesson, never a loss.
It is. You know what I'm saying? From a perspective.
Got to redirect it.
But them losses still hurt.
Facts.
A lesson still hurt. It don't matter what words you make it.
Facts.
Being homeless still hurt. Being out in the cold still hurt. It is a lesson. Okay, next time I got to do this, but this shit still hurt. Facts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, survival mode, bro. I know a lot of us go through this shit. Some of us do, some of us don't. It's when you're not thriving, you're just surviving. So everybody around you who's raised on love, they might see the world different from somebody raised on survival. Somebody raised on survival might have making some money on their mind every day. Somebody raised on love, their parents might have a savings for them to have some money, you know what I'm saying, put to the side because their parents love and care about them. I never hated on that. I wish I had that. But at the same time, I'm just dealing with the cards I was dealt.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to overtalk you.
No, you're good.
But I know we talked about something wrong with me. Abandonment issues.
Yeah.
So since 17, when you leave the crib and you in different people's houses and you sleeping on the floor, you sleeping with rats, you sleeping with roaches, you fucking getting shit stole from you, people trying to touch you, all this crazy shit. That trust is hard to trust because you'd have seen a lot at a young age. You gotta remember, y'all, At 17, our frontal lobe ain't even developed. Not even
at all.
close.
Not at all.
So what you see and what you going through, you start to like, it's dangerous, bro. Because when you're young like that, you see the world different. You might not have that love in your heart like most people do. Trust me, when you're trying to survive, bro, you don't give a fuck about nobody's well-being.
And then you also have the access to drugs, alcohol,
women,
sex,
robbing. It goes on. You could become a degenerate. You could become a person of society that doesn't offer anything to society. Like a lot of those people that I was in foster homes with, a lot of them things are crash outs right now, bro. For see me, this is what saved my life. I'm a thinker. So I will put myself in decisions. I will put myself in situations that I'm known not to be in and think my way out of it. That was my saving grace. A lot of these IQ, a lot of these dudes wasn't smart. That's why I call them crash outs. There ain't no thinking the way out of the situation. They don't have that. They don't have that intellect. That's what I have.
They couldn't think a few steps ahead.
Couldn't.
Or they think about the consequence.
Right. And they couldn't think their way out when they in a situation right there. It's like, damn, like, shit, I might as well, you know what I'm saying? They don't have those, they can't create options for themselves. And that's what I did. Created options for myself. So with the abandonment issues, how do we heal that? Because I don't want to harp on this shit and not give a solution. Abandonment. That shit tough, bro. That's some tough. I would say go to therapy because I'm not a therapist. But one thing that's helped my abandonment issues is trusting, bro. A lot of people not going to hear that shit. A lot of people not going to want to understand that, but trusting, like we talked about earlier, consistency of action. You know what I'm saying? Trusting that someone's going to treat you the way you treat them. Just trusting. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't grow if you're in a comfortable state of being like, I got my heart locked up. I got my trust locked up. Nobody getting it. Start trusting, for real. Especially when, because we all got intuition. We all got discernment. When you're dealing with somebody, a good person, it's easier to trust. Rather than you deal with somebody who's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So just start trusting. That helped my abandonment issues for sure. Because I turned down a lot of help and a lot of good people because I was scared to trust. Because for some shit that I didn't heal from 7 years back, type shit.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think what helped me a lot too, and I'm still going through it, but is giving people their flowers when they're here, and giving people, like, letting the few people, like my parents, my brother August, and telling them, like, you are so important in my life because of this, and giving them reasons and being specific, because the way our brains work, like, we have to have specifics for it to stick, for it to be more memorable, for it to, if we have goals, the goals have to be specific. So reminding them and putting my energy towards them instead of putting my energy towards, oh, they left me, they effed me over, they cheated, they lied, they did all that. So instead of thinking about all of that, just putting my focus on, okay, this small group of people, this core group is so important to me, and I have so much admiration and love, and I'm so grateful for them, and just, you know, showering them when they do something that means a lot to me. That's been really strong, because it's, you know, it's like, you don't need a whole army to go to war. You just need a few people.
That's it. That are down for you.
Yeah. And I really feel like I can do whatever in this life because of my brother's support. He's passed away, but I still know his support, and my homie that passed away, and then, you know, having August, and then my parents. So
what's up? Love that.
Yeah.
Love that support system.
And I know that within myself, I can do whatever I set my mind to.
Right.
So having that on top of having support, the possibilities are endless.
It's so crazy that he said that, because on my TikTok, like a month ago, I had said something and I think it rubbed somebody the wrong way. I said, growing up, not having a support system, you got to make this shit happen on your own. And somebody in real life, you know what I'm saying, some people I associate in real life, they was like, Malloy, you got a support system. You know what I'm saying? And I thought to myself, I was like, nah, I don't. But they was true. Like, they looked out for me. So it's kind of like giving them their flowers, like Nico said. You know what I'm saying? They did look out. And although my mentor has always been, look out for yourself, because all you got is yourself. When people are supporting you and they drawn to you, give them their flowers, bro, and pour back into them. I'm glad that you said that, for real, because that happened to me.
I had my therapist now, I remember when my homie passed away, she reached out. And back then, I had a really hard time accepting people's love, especially from like different ways. And I'd been to a lot of therapists before, and I didn't like any of them, and I felt kind of used. I felt like I was just giving them my money. There wasn't really much connection.
Mm.
So I was really against it for a long time. But her way about it is a lot different. So we go on walks when we talk. And it's also helpful because we know each other. I've always, when I grew up, I would always see her because of, certain events or, she was involved in her kids' lives. So there's mutual friends and stuff. But the way that also helps me is that she also tells me that I give her advice, and it's kind of, technically all relationships are transactional. So the fact that she gets something out of it as well as I get something out of it makes me feel a lot better.
Right.
So I think a big thing is just, finding the right fit. Maybe a Zoom call is what really works for people. Maybe in person. Maybe you have to be in person. Maybe it's just on the phone. You can't even see a face. Maybe you have to go and work on something. I heard something where it's like guys work a lot better when they're doing something like a project and they're working beside each other. Women are a lot better when they're looking at each other. So I always think about that.
Guys are better when they working beside each other?
Yeah, so if we were, cooking, or if we were working on a car, or if we were outside and kind of doing something or doing a project or having an assignment, then it's a bit, the conversation and the emotion might flow a bit more compared to, they were saying how women usually they like to see the face, saying that like we don't have to look at each other,
but
and we can still get on a deep level
type shit.
But I think it was saying more so how like women kind of want to see more of the emotional and want to see more of like how the body might react to certain things.
Got you.
So
that makes perfect sense. I was just kind of like, what? Man, I feel like I had a whole therapy session here. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, I never, to be honest, bro, you're one of the few people that I've met recently that actually has made me think about some shit. I'm going to tell you what I mean. There's a lot of shallow people in the world who don't give a fuck about what we talking about. They ain't on the same frequency. So when you meet somebody that's on the same frequency, bro, that shit is amazing. Like, especially a male.
Yeah.
So I just want to give you your flowers, bro. Like, you really smart. Like, you really intellectual. Like, I can already tell, because, you know what I'm saying, you run your business and everything. But, like, bro, your frequency is where it needs to be, bro. And you're a warrior, because I know that you lost people in the past and you still here.
Appreciate
you know what I'm saying? A lot of people would have folded when it came to shit like that. For real, bro. I'm dead ass serious, bro. God's grave. For real, bro. Because I know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, keep doing what you're doing, bro. Like, you where you need to be, bro. And I'm sorry that you took them losses, bro. But you still here. You're a warrior, bro. For real. Bro.
Yeah, I think a lot about I do these things just to show others and just to be who I needed as a kid. I didn't see, there wasn't a lot of Asian American representation. There wasn't a lot of sober people. There wasn't a lot of, growing up, the beauty standard in America, and it still kind of is thin, white, blue-eyed, blonde hair. And, it's just it's not everyone's reality.
Right.
And I really just want to stand up, not just for other Asian Americans, not just for myself, but other people, any minority. And I tell people all the time, if you're the only cowboy in a land full of robots, you're a minority. It doesn't have to it goes beyond race. It goes beyond what you look like. It could be everyone could be able-bodied, everyone could look the same, but someone might have, freckles, and everyone else doesn't.
Right.
So then they're the minority.
Right.
They're the outlier. So, bro, I just want to say I really appreciate you. I always love having different types of people on, but what really made me reach out was, I think a lot of what we post is similar, and I hadn't seen that part of you. So I don't know if I had re-added you on something or if I just started seeing your snaps again.
So I've started back into music. Some of my fans might see this. I was real big in 2018. I was dropping music, I was popping, but I'm back into it. But I stopped posting on my regular Snap and posting on my public, because I'm putting myself back out there for the world to see.
Okay.
So that's probably why you started seeing me. But never really looked at your content, but from what you're saying, it adds up to what you post on your Snap. But I'll let you get back to your story. I was just showing you why.
No, yeah, appreciate that. No, yeah, I was just saying because there isn't a lot, especially in our area, there isn't a lot of other young men who who want the best for them, who
Mhm.
want to see others succeed, who want to be real, who want to have genuine relationships,
Right.
and who want to work on themselves. So when I saw that, I was like, I definitely need it on the pod.
Right.
So
Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, like I said, let me give up my information here.
yeah, before we wrap up, please shout out anything you have, put all your socials, shout anyone out, do your thing. So
Yeah. Post that for my story. Let me give y'all my snap here. Just kind of, you want to have a motivator, you want somebody to talk to, or you just need some motivation. My snap is Malloy, so it's a MALLOYYYYYYY. So 6 Y's.
send it to me. I'll put it in the description.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. But whoever watched this podcast and watched this video, bro, man, if I could just tell you one thing is adversity is where you grow. For real, bro. I'm on a living testament. I done seen a lot and done a lot, but it's all up here. Once you get that mental under control, doesn't matter what you want to do, you will succeed. You just got to get this mental under control.
Mhm.
So
if you can visualize it, and I do this all the time, I see myself at where I want to be.
mhm.
So when I get to those places, it's not unfamiliar.
Right.
I've been there.
Right.
I've lived it.
Right.
I felt it.
Right.
I felt those emotions. So it's, I'm prepared.
Right.
I'm ready for when the moment wants to present itself.
Right. And like you'll know it because like when you get to whatever you was dreaming about or you was motivated about, you just act normal. It's like, cause I knew this shit was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, and the craziest thing, I'm gonna end it with this, is I know one, if not both, of the businesses or something, or my life is really about to take a big change because the universe this year started throwing my biggest distraction at me, which is women. So it's just more proof that I need to lock in. I need to be landlocked, and more proof that that something's coming.
Off camera, I'm gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I got a few things I want to chop up with you.
But I'll end it with that, bro. Like I said, Malloy he's gonna put my socials on there. But tap in with me, bro. Let's grow together. You know what I'm saying? Pop Chat forever, Pop Chat playground. So,
bro, it's been a pleasure.
Appreciate
Thank you so much. Hey, y'all, this has been another podcast. Another I Had No Idea podcast brought to you by Landlocked Entertainment. As always, if you have any questions for him, I'll put them in the comments below. I'll have all of his socials and everything also in the description. Peace and love, as always, kind of just because, and I'll see y'all in the next one.